Well, once again, a very warm welcome here to Limeo National Dressage Championships for 2023. We're back here in the fan zone, and we've got a member of Team Ireland with us. Abi, great to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
So, you've got the Irish accent. You were in Scotland. You're now in England. You've been all over. Tell us about that journey.
Well, you've got to sample a bit of everything, don't you? Well, I moved from Northern Ireland in '09, and then I was actually in Gloucestershire for 12 years, and then I went to Scotland. Yeah. Then I went to the north of England. Okay. And now I'm back in the southwest, so I'm in Gloucestershire again.
And is this a permanent base now, or what's the plan?
I hope so, yes, I hope so. Well, I'm at my best friend's yard, which is lovely. She's a show jumper. So we've got a lovely kind of vibe going on, and it's a lot of fun. So yeah, I hope so.
And you've achieved so much. Tell us about that journey, because everything's just been a first every sort of step along the way. Tell us about your journey.
Well, I think it was a lot led by just wild, dreams. And, you kind of think, when I moved over here, my first aim was that I wanted to do a Prix St. George. Yeah. Then I did a Prix St. George, and I wanted to do an international. Then I did an international. I wanted to do a Grand Prix. And then it's just gone from there. But I'm just so lucky that I've had such good opportunities to make all those things happen, and good horses to do it on, and good people behind me to help me along the way.
And did you always know this was going to be your career?
No, I didn't start this until I was in my mid-20s, 25. I went to university, I did English and film, and then I was actually working in retail. Okay. I thought that was going to be a long thing, but I always was obsessed with horses. I was a kind of a happy hacker. And then I saw an ad in the Farm Week for a groom at a point-to-point yard. And I was like, well, if there's ever a chance to try to make this a reality, that I could work with horses for a living, this is it. Yeah. And off I went. That was an experience.
And what's your business like now? What do you teach and ride?
Yeah, so I teach. I have 9 horses in. So some of them, I've got 2 main owners, and then I have a half share of another one with a breeder. Okay. And then I have my own horse, which is the one I'll be doing the Grand Prix on tomorrow. So most of my day is taken up riding them, and then I teach the rest of the time. And I kind of go everywhere, all around mainland UK. But I'll be in America next week as well, coaching, or not next week, next month. Okay. Next month coaching over there as well, which is pretty cool.
That's exciting. Where about in America are you going?
New Orleans.
Oh, very nice.
It's wild over there.
How did that come around?
Just through actually where I used to ride when I was first training over at Talent. So it was somebody that I met over there, and I went over in April, and it was amazing. 4 days, solid coaching. They are so much fun over there, and can't wait to go back. Gonna go to a football game, like a proper NFL. Yeah. So
maybe some baseball.
Yes, absolutely. I did a basketball game last time. That was amazing. So just soak up the whole thing. So it's so cool to have a job that takes you places, and you can just really go and enjoy and soak up different experiences.
And are you going to be travelling to Paris anytime soon?
Oh, well, that's the question. Well, so we sadly didn't qualify our team at the Europeans. So now it's going to be a fight to the death for that individual slot. We've got a lot of ground to cover. Finland and Norway are ahead of us in our group. Yeah. So if we want an individual slot, we've got a lot of points to get. But I'm going to fight that fight. I'm going to get out there. 4-star, 5 stars, so it'll be Lyon and Stuttgart, and then hopefully London again. Just try and cover some ground and get some points. I'm going to give it my best shot, and if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But
does that change the way you train and the way you think about it? Do you put more pressure on, or
no? I can't, because I'm like quite in general with even with competition nerves and like my mindset, I have to be kept. I'm a bit of a try hard anyway. Okay. So I need to be kept a bit relaxed and a bit try not to think about it. So that's all I'll be doing, is just trying not to think about it. And it's quite cool though at the minute also, because both my Grand Prix horses have been doing it for a couple of years. They know what they're doing. It's just keeping them fit and yeah, I'll just try not to think about it and just think it's another show. But I need more experience at bigger shows anyway, so it's only going to do me good.
And tell us about the horse that you're hoping to do it with.
Oh, so that's Artie.
Okay.
So that's Geraldo. He's here. I'll be doing the Grand Prix on him tomorrow morning. I've had him since he was 4. And if anything, I would love a do-over with him. I'd love him at 4 again now. I feel like I could do so much of a much better job than I did. But then I say, we're here.
Yeah,
and
you're
actually,
at Grand Prix. I mean, that's a big...
And like doing this tomorrow is another thing, like ticked off the bucket list. I've been coming to the BD Nationals for so many years, and this will be my first time doing the Grand Prix, and it's always been something I've wanted to do. But he's just the coolest horse ever. He's so willing. He's just, I don't have to kick, I don't have to, it's just, he's still sensitive to ride, and I've got work to do, but he's really straightforward and really lovely. So I'm gonna have a nice time no matter what.
And what's it like coming to the Nationals?
Well, I was at the Europeans last week, and I was kind of like, oh, this will be so lovely. I'm really excited. It's going to be... And actually, no matter what, you come and you get excited, and the nerves, like, you always feel it because it's such a cool thing. The atmosphere is great. So I was a bit nervous earlier, but it's all good. And so many people here. It's, like, so well set up. Everything's, like, running amazing. It's nice food. So just going to enjoy it.
Seems quite a sort of horse-friendly venue as well, because some championships, especially abroad, if they're in like greenfield sites, sometimes aren't quite as horse-friendly. Yeah,
exactly. And then you end up like you're kind of trying to hand walk and like a tiny little strip of concrete or something. So yeah, it's lovely here, and you've got like such nice scenery. Even just going up the horse walk to go and exercise is so nice for them as well. And it's really good. That I'm so glad I've got 2 younger horses here. So I've got a 6-year-old and a 7-year-old. It's the 7-year-old's second time here. And it's such a good experience for them to get them used to as well, like such a bigger atmosphere, but also like British crowds as well are super what's the word, respectful, you know, so you can kind of see the crowd vibing out. They start to clap, they're like, oh, it's fine, and then they start to clap properly, which is also really good for the young horses, just gets them used to it.
Yeah, you can't replicate that at home, that kind of atmosphere. And
no matter what you do.
No,
so
exactly.
You just kind of, you come and you see how it goes. But it was really nice there because I did the 6-year-olds, and as I came out, you know, the crowd kind of went, oh, and then they saw that she was fine, and then they clapped, and that was really good. So that's her first time hearing applause. So, and she was fine.
And finally, we've got to talk about jumping, because I believe you also dabble.
Oh, I do dabble, and I would love to make my dabbling a bigger thing. So I actually jumped the 7-year-old yesterday when I came here, and my partner we worked together, and he's like, jumping the day before you go to the Nationals, and I'm like, it's fun. She wanted to do it, so I jump pretty much all my horses. If anything is like really bad at it, then I don't do it. But if they can do it and they enjoy it, I will absolutely do it. I would love to get out and do
a bit more.
Yes. So maybe after the 7-year-old mare actually absolutely loves it. Like she locks on to everything. So because my friend's a show jumper, we did say that after Nationals we're going to pop a wee course up at home, see how she is, and then we might take her and do a little a small, like an unaffiliated.
Do you think it sometimes help their brains? Because I know BD does the combined training.
Yes,
so do you think it does sort of good for their brains, give them a refresh?
It's so good for their brains. But you know what? My brain too.
Yeah.
Because I kind of get to like a certain point in the week, and when you've done so much schooling, you're like, oh goodness, I can't do another 10-meter circle.
Sure.
So it actually gives, and then that makes me think, if I feel like that, imagine what they feel like. I also think it's so useful for your canter, like the horse's balance, but even things like with a young horse, like just teaching them, if they kind of go, whoa, what's that? And you say, no, go on, jump over it. It really teaches them to be more forward going.
Yeah.
So I think it's so valuable, and it's fun.
It is fun.
Yeah.
And so are you, so thank you for joining us.
Anytime, it was a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Well, that's our final interview in the Fan Zone for today. We're back tomorrow, though, with another complete roster of riders, trainers, grooms, everybody over the next couple of days. But enjoy the rest of your day. If you're watching us on Facebook, remember and hit share. And if you come down to join us and you're listening, well, thanks. But yeah, stay with us, and we'll be back with more over the next couple of days.